Okay, so get this. It's a few years from now, right? And you're walking into your orthodontist's office, but instead of the usual, like, plaster molds and bulky equipment, you see sleek screens, and it feels strangely personalized.
It's interesting.
That's the future that Ortho.i, they're a company already using AI in orthodontics. That's the future they're imagining. So we're doing some excerpts from their design sprint course description
Interesting.
to see, like, how realistic is this vision, really?
And it's not just, aesthetics even.
Yeah.
Or efficiency. This is AI hitting every part of orthodontics, really. Talking patient care, but also the business side, like how do you even run a clinic?
Yeah.
What I think is really interesting is Ortho.i is going beyond just using like off-the-shelf AI stuff. They're really tailoring the tech to what orthodontists actually need.
Yeah. Makes them think AI will be so revolutionary for orthodontics specifically.
Well, I think it comes down to AI's potential to solve very specific problems that orthodontists face every single day. Like imagine an AI analyzes a patient's face scan and then tells you exactly how their teeth will move with treatment.
Wow.
And it even flags potential issues like, say, root resorption before they even happen.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like precision and foresight we're talking about.
So instead of reacting to problems, orthodontists could be proactive, even preventative.
Exactly.
That changes everything.
Yeah.
Especially for people who, like, dread the surprise adjustments.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the care of one patient, right?
Yeah.
Ortho.i is emphasizing sustainability, which is important for any business, but especially healthcare.
Yeah.
So AI can come in, analyze how the clinic's working, optimize how they use resources.
Oh, wow.
So it's more efficient, eco-friendly, and this is key, more profitable.
So less waste, happier patients, and everyone's making more money. Sounds like a win-win-win.
Exactly.
But okay, let's talk about this design sprint thing they keep mentioning, because it sounds kind of intense, like an AI boot camp for orthodontists.
Yeah, think of it like a crash course in turning what-ifs into how-tos, right?
Okay.
So over a short period, orthodontists learn the basics of AI. But the important part is they work on real-world problems from their actual clinics.
Got it.
So picture this, a team of orthodontists, all brainstorming how AI could make patient communication better. And then, get this, they actually build a prototype of an AI chatbot.
Okay, now that's cool. A chatbot that actually speaks teenager, finally. No, but seriously, the hands-on approach is brilliant. It's one thing to hear about AI, it's another to actually build something with it. It seems like Ortho.i is really trying to make AI feel accessible and applicable, not some intimidating, like, tech jargon fest.
Exactly. And they're very upfront about who this course is for. They're looking for the pioneers, the early adopters,
Right.
the ones who see AI as a tool to make what they do even better, not a threat.
So not just any orthodontist can sign up. You got to be the kind of person who wants to be on the cutting edge.
Exactly. They want people who are asking, how can AI help me give the best care possible and shape the future of orthodontics? They even have FAQs about whether you need prior AI experience, which the answer is no.
That's reassuring. I was starting to feel a little intimidated myself, but this all sounds amazing. What about the downsides? Are there any downsides?
Well, that's where their World of Care initiative comes in.
Okay.
They're very aware of the ethics here, and they're striving to use AI for good, making sure everyone has equal access to care.
Hold on. That's a great transition, but we need to unpack that whole World of Care concept more. Tell me more about that.
Of course. It's actually really interesting. Ortho.i's World of Care initiative, it's not just some like feel-good side project.
It sounds pretty central to how they're approaching all this.
Yeah. It's core to everything. They're committed to using their AI know-how to make a real difference. And not just about bigger profit margins.
So it's not just about making orthodontics more efficient or profitable.
Right. They're thinking bigger, like access to care. So imagine the AI that helps you find those underserved communities that really need orthodontic services the most.
Wow.
Or maybe it helps develop low-cost treatment options, for the people who can't afford traditional braces. And these options can be monitored remotely.
That's incredible, using AI to close the gap in access to care. That's a powerful example of using technology for good.
Totally. And it shows how Ortho.i sees AI as a tool to empower, not just automate. And they actually encourage bringing this whole social impact perspective to the design sprint too.
So orthodontists aren't just learning about, like, algorithms. They're thinking about how AI affects society as a whole.
Yeah. They're challenged to think, how can we use AI to make the future of orthodontics more equitable and inclusive, not just about making more money?
Okay. I'm sold. Color me impressed. But let's get back to the design sprint itself for a sec. Can you give us some concrete examples of the AI tools or techniques that people might actually experiment with? We've talked about chatbots and predictive analytics, but what else is there?
Well, they get into generative AI, which is fascinating. Basically, imagine an AI that doesn't just analyze data that's already there. It actually creates something totally new.
New how? This is where it starts to sound like we're back in sci-fi territory.
Okay, picture this. You're an orthodontist, and you've got this 3D scan of a patient's teeth, right? The AI takes that scan and creates a bunch of different aligner designs.
Okay.
Each design is optimized for different things: comfort, how fast the treatment will be, even how good it'll look aesthetically. Yes, it gives them the best possible solutions.
Wow. Okay, those are some serious advancements. It sounds like this design sprint is about more than just learning technical skills. It's about expanding what you think is even possible.
100%. It's about showing orthodontists what they can do when you combine human expertise with AI's analytical power.
It's like they're saying, here's a sneak peek at the future, now go build it. But let's be real for a second. This technology, it's got to be super expensive, right? How can your average orthodontist actually afford to use these tools?
That's a great question, and it's something people worry about a lot. But Ortho.i thought of that. The design sprint isn't about pushing some expensive software on you. It's about giving you the knowledge you need to decide which AI tools fit your goals and your budget.
So it's about giving them the power to make good decisions for themselves, not just trying to sell them on the newest tech.
Exactly. And they even help you figure out how to integrate AI gradually.
Yeah.
You start small, find the things that'll actually make a difference without having to redo your whole practice.
Makes sense. So finding a good balance between innovating and being practical.
Right. This isn't about turning every orthodontist into a data scientist overnight. It's about giving them the tools they need to make AI work for their practice and their patients.
Speaking of patients, I'm wondering how they feel about all this. What do you think? How are patients going to react when AI starts playing a bigger role in their care?
That's the big question, and I think it all comes down to honesty. Ortho.i really stresses how important patient education is. You have to make sure people understand how the AI is being used, and you have to address any concerns they might have.
Because, let's be honest, the idea of AI checking out your teeth, it could be a little creepy at first.
Of course. It's totally normal to have questions. That's why clear communication is so important. Like, imagine the dentist says, we're using AI to create your treatment plan. And then they actually show the patient how is making those decisions.
I like it.
That kind of transparency builds trust and makes the patient feel like they're really part of their own care, which they are.
Right. It's about taking something that could be kind of scary because it's unknown and making it understandable, maybe even a little exciting.
Yeah. So it's not just about teaching orthodontists how to use AI. It's about preparing them to talk about it to their patients in a way that makes sense.
So it's about creating that sense of teamwork, that understanding between the orthodontist, the patient, and the technology.
Exactly. And that takes us back to Ortho.i's world of care, making sure AI is used ethically, responsibly, so everyone benefits.
Yeah.
That's how you build trust with patients and with the public. AI isn't going anywhere.
It's true, and it's only going to have a bigger and bigger impact on healthcare. But for now, let's maybe switch gears a bit and look at one specific thing about the design sprint that really stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm curious. What got you thinking?
You know, it's funny, as we've been talking about Ortho.i and their whole approach with AI, I keep thinking about, like, the bigger picture. It feels like we're watching a huge shift happen in healthcare.
It is. It's a total paradigm shift. And what I think is really interesting is how Ortho.i keeps emphasizing the human element through this whole process, you know?
Yeah. It's not just about swapping out the old ways for algorithms. It's about giving orthodontists better information, better tools, so they can make even better decisions.
Exactly. It's like they're getting this superpowered assistant, one that can analyze mountains of data and give them insights that would take, like, years for a human to find.
And with that extra brain power, I'm just going to call it, that orthodontists can really focus on what they're best at, connecting with their patients, coming up with treatment plans that are actually personalized, and ultimately just creating those amazing smiles.
Right. And don't forget how this could change global access to care, which we talked about before. That's huge, especially for those communities that haven't had good orthodontic care consistently available.
Definitely. It really shows how AI can be a force for good, but only if it's developed and used ethically. It does make you wonder, though, what does all this mean for the future of orthodontics?
That's the million-dollar question. I mean, what we do know is that this technology is moving so fast. What seems like the cutting edge today, Who knows what it'll look like tomorrow?
That's true. And that's why Ortho.i's focus on always learning is so smart. This design sprint, it's just the beginning.
Totally. Orthodontists have to be ready to adapt, to be curious, and just keep asking, how can I use these tools to really give my patients the best possible care?
It's exciting, but it's a little intimidating too, right? But I think when it comes down to it, it's a good thing for the profession and for the patients.
I agree. I think it'll be interesting to see how this starts to spread to other parts of healthcare too. The possibilities are endless, really.
Well, there you have it. I feel like we've gone through so much. Predictive analytics, how treatment plans are becoming personalized, and even the potential for AI to get better care to more people.
We've seen how Ortho.i is really leading the way, but by making ethical choices and really committing to having a positive social impact.
It's a good reminder that technology, when it comes down to it, should be about making life better for people. So, next time you think about orthodontics, don't just picture braces. Imagine a world where AI is working in the background, making healthier, happier smiles for everyone.
A world where technology makes the human touch even more powerful.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities